Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches! Episode 271. Tonight we're reviewing M3GAN, or as we say... No, that is
not what it is called.
M3GAN.
Nice to have M3GAN.
But it should just be M3GAN. But I do like M3GAN. It just rolls off the tongue.
It really does.
But first things first, shout out to our Patreon supporters. $5 a month gets you ad-free early access. We're making a point because we're going to start adding more ads. YouTube has a thing where if you automatically add it, it's like 100. And we said, that's too much. And so we were just doing like one. But we do want to try and make money. So
we're going to make a profit.
You see, phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2, phase 3, profit.
Yeah. So we're going to add a few more. Let us know if it's too much. You know, if it's like, whoa, you guys, I can't do it, then we'll scale it back. But also, if you want no ads, then there'll be ad-free early access on Patreon, $5 a month. $10 gets you access to our viewing parties. You know what? I don't care that we didn't get to do one for this.
I think it perhaps would have been more fun.
To watch at home?
To watch at home. Wow.
We will get into it. There's a few more, housekeeping things. But I will say, there were multiple times where I was like, this just feels like a Disney Channel original movie. And now it makes sense that there were so many children in the audience.
We're going to get into it.
I put this on Disney Plus. I would have
worked. Second thing second.
Yes. Shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. They are still in business. You can still go to trywink.com/moviebitches.
They may have filed for Chapter 11, but their doors are still open.
Go to trywink.com/moviebitches and you can still get $22 off your first month of wine. Third things third, make sure to subscribe, share, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. That still is a thing. We made it through the new year.
Yes. Now.
Okay.
Going down a rabbit hole, would this movie have been even better if they had licensed a famous person's likeness
for M3GAN
to be M3GAN?
Yeah.
And then...
What if it was like a weirdly CGI'd, prosthetic Scarlett Johansson?
Well, I was thinking Cher, but Scarlett Johansson, Cher would be more expensive. Yeah. But Scarlett Johansson does love to play a robot, so yeah.
Right?
Unfortunately, I discovered upon getting to the theater, there were numerous 6-year-olds in the theater, which was upsetting, which led me to then the second discovery that this movie is PG-13.
Yeah. So, funny story.
Detrimental.
When I saw Violent Night,
yes,
there was similarly a child in the theater that I didn't hear until we were leaving, and his grandfather said, that was inappropriate, I shouldn't have brought you to this.
Wow, that might have been something to discuss 10 minutes in, perhaps.
And the kid goes, it was appropriate, it was fine. He was 13 though, it was 12, maybe a little.
That's different.
It was older than this 6-year-olds in this movie.
There was 3 6-year-olds. I was personally observing their traumas, and I felt responsible. Yeah. Unlike their parents, who bought them tickets. I don't know what's happening.
I love that M3GAN was such a fun character to play. Really, loves Katie, and she, loves to do stuff with her. I don't like that she kills people, but it's fun to act when she kills people.
Yeah, PG-13 for a movie like this, disappointing. There's children, so I don't think I really want it to be adult.
I don't need any kids in horror movies.
Bingo.
Really?
Yeah.
We saw the new trailer for the new Evil Dead movie, and it was all I'm your mommy, but I'm a zombie. And I was I'm okay.
I'm good.
Who's that scaring other than small children?
In this theater.
And what's the point? You know what I mean? As an adult person watching that, I'm not oh no, I hope my mom doesn't turn into a zombie, right? So that's targeted at a child.
Sure.
Mom?
Mommy's with the maggots now.
That's weird.
That probably was the same when we were growing up and we just didn't realize it because they were just
No, it was
scary movies.
Mom's Monster Squad. Oh, Goonies. Oh,
Sure.
it was spooky, but we were on an adventure. But like
Right.
horror movies were like horror movies.
I
And
guess
there was
that's true.
tits and ass, and there was murder, and it was a horror movie. Now it's like this weird in between.
Yeah. Huh.
So anyway, yes, I wish this movie had gone more Orphan, which you still haven't watched, which is okay, but where there's like weird sex stuff.
If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go upstairs and fuck my husband.
Oh. I went to a dark place.
Were you thinking about a demonic sex toy?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Love it.
I'm into that.
I wanted this movie to get weirder.
Yes. Well, especially because like you aren't really on Twitter.
Not really.
But there's this thing that happens whenever there's a hit tweet where if there's like enough of a like and retweet ratio
it's
or
like
whatever.
it's trending.
Yes. If once it hits a threshold,
Yeah.
then all of these same companies reach out to like have a sponsored subtweet where it's like, oh, buy this dildo, or like a vibrator, and like, oh, buy this like galaxy projecting star thing.
Sure,
It's like
sure.
always the same bullshit products.
Okay.
But so I like the idea of a horror movie where some seemingly nefarious company
Yeah.
sells these, they're just on Twitter, the Twitter ads of the vibrators, but it turns out all of the vibrators have like some sort of AI and they're figuring out, I don't know.
We'd have to keep it campy because it could go to a dark place.
Sure.
But yes, it would be sort of like deathbed for the 21st century.
Or it's like fleshlights. So I know it's a vivid term,
It carries a lot of weight.
but like then it becomes teeth.
Yes.
Right? Like some woman,
Yes.
hell hath no woman, every fury like a woman's scorn.
It's a rape revenge movie.
Yeah.
But the revenge is occurring from a possessed dildo.
Well, no, a jerk.
A strap-on.
Well, no, so these are, I mean, I like that.
Right? Yeah, because you wouldn't.
But in mine,
I don't want to put any negativity towards female pleasure.
No. That's why this is for men.
It's a possessed strap-on.
No, I like mine better.
Okay.
So, they use like, ad targeting.
Yes.
To find the profile of like rapists.
Grossos.
And search history or whatever,
Yep.
right? And then they sell them this special Whoopi Deluxe
Their
fleshlight, whatever they call it.
Pornhub history. Is
Well,
being,
right. That's how they find, and then it's like, oh, don't you want to buy this special Whoopi Deluxe jerk off tube? And then it has the teeth in it.
Oh, there's jerk off tubes?
That's what a fleshlight is. I guess it's not a graphic enough image for it carried weight, and yet you didn't know. It looks like a flashlight.
I thought it
but
was
it's
something
filled
else.
with silicone and a hole.
Like a light up dildo, flashlight.
Flashlight, I
And
love
it's
that, like a night
bachelorette
bright,
party,
but like
and it's like here's my glow stick dildo. That's
love
where
that.
I went.
Love that.
Now I know something new about the
Now
world.
I want like a rave, like a glow stick necklace, but it's just light up dildos.
Wow.
Just a necklace full
Wow.
of light up dicks.
Wow.
Love it. Love
if
it.
you are still currently watching this review of M3GAN, bravo to you. I wish this movie had gone weird.
Yeah.
Weird feelings, weird interactions, inappropriate sort of like,
I
things
also
going
really wish
on.
that the girl was also a robot. Because she was such a bad actress that it seemed like she was a robot.
If you told me every single cast member in this film was playing it as a robot,
I would have believed it.
that would have made more sense.
Every single one.
Literally every actor in this film.
Make her say something.
It was wild stuff.
Yeah. Again, the Disney Channel. Actually, no, that's an offense to Disney Channel original movies.
How dare you insult Katie Seagal, because this movie's just Smart House.
The more that I thought about it,
I stole that joke from Andrew.
you did, but it's really true.
It's just Smart House.
It's just Smart House.
You didn't love me enough.
Yeah, I'm your mommy now. Like, right? Oh, your mom is dead? Great, I'll replace her. Boom, done.
Now, what if it had been a robot dog that
Okay,
talked?
like the Aibo, right? Like
Yeah. What do we think about that?
And then what? It goes on. There was already enough dog killing in this movie. I didn't need.
Sure.
I don't need that.
I discovered recently there is a website called Does the Dog Die?
Oh, I love that.
And you can just be like, I type in my trigger. Does it happen in this film?
Oh, good. It's not even just for dogs. It's like
that's just the go-to
title because of course. Oh my God, I love it.
Of course.
Sometimes it's nice just to be like, just a heads up.
Yeah.
I might still watch it.
Right.
Just like a little heads up.
I love that.
Okay, thanks.
I think I'm also just over like killer robot movies.
I just want it to be more interesting.
Well, right.
My biggest problem with this movie, right? So, M3GAN, M3GAN. I think just watch the trailer. You're good. Yeah. Literally, the marketing and the trailer.
Nailed it.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Did you see all of them on the Empire State Building doing this stupid dance?
They're nailing it with the marketing.
Yes.
And this theater was packed.
Yes.
So like, brah.
With children.
Oh, it was really weird.
It was so much candy wrapper opening. It was driving me crazy.
God. Somebody brought cellophane in and decided that, and then there was the people, two people down there
with the
was
flashlight?
translating Chinese to his friend. Did you hear that?
No.
He was translating the movie
in real time.
In real time in Chinese to
Great.
his friend next to him. You did not hear this.
No. I was deafened by the cellophane behind.
Just far enough away that I couldn't be the person to shush them. But I was like, dear God, why is no one shushing them? Anyway. But we can talk about it. It wasn't terrible.
No, it was Smart House.
It was demonic.
But unfortunately,
now if M3GAN had been possessed by Satan, would have been into it. What was going on? Why did she suddenly have the bloodlust?
AI.
But like, just cuz?
I got the bloodlust. Me too. I want to kill. Let's kill.
Give me a sassy lightning bolt. Like the whole thing with Chucky, right?
Sure.
Is that serial killer Brad Dourif gets killed and lightning bolted, possessed into the Chucky doll. So now, oh no, I'm a serial killer with these serial killer urges, but I'm in a tiny, tiny doll. That, give me something to hold on to. This was just, I'm evil because robot, Skynet.
Because she said your only purpose or your biggest purpose is to make sure that she isn't harmed emotionally or physically.
Right.
And I was like, first of all, Allison Williams, terrible at her job.
Both in acting and her robotics. I'm sorry, it's true.
So that's what I'm trying to do. But don't come in here, Katie. It's kind of a mess.
I mean, I don't know if she is capable of acting emotion. I'm so sorry, but it's
so strange.
Like, literally, her character's sister has died horrifically in a car accident. And she is now responsible for her daughter. And she's just like, yeah, I just have to really go do some work.
I thought that they were trying to do something where they were implying she had some kind of emotional disconnect or like social issue, right?
Right.
And that is maybe an interesting thing they could have followed up on.
Yeah.
I think it's just Allison Williams acting.
I think so.
And whoa, the craziest thing is, this was really giving me Deep Blue Sea.
Oh.
Because Allison Williams is the villain.
Yes.
She's 100% the villain of this
100%.
movie. Much like
That's true.
Saffron Burrows.
Yeah, where they put the implant into the shark and whatever.
You went too far. Your science went too far, smart lady. Why don't you just go be a wife and a mother? It was very that.
It was very that.
It was very...
Yeah, why were you trying to work and be science and smart?
You can't have it all. I mean, she is going to prison, right?
She has to.
Not just white collar. Like, she's going to prison.
I mean, and that entire company has got to be bankrupted, right? So, quick commercial break, and we'll be back with a lot more M3GAN talk. You know what I really wanted in this was that kind of malignant, wish upon crazy...
It never got cuckoo banooners.
And I never felt like I was in a weird fever dream. That was the issue for me that made it an unexciting film, was just that it was like, oh, the point was just that...
Screen time.
And AI. Be careful.
Well, because we start and demented Furby is...
This really reminded me of, like, I don't know if I've told you my Furby story. I had a Furby for all of, I don't know, a week? No, not even.
Come alive at night and talk. It was terrifying.
It was terrifying.
Achoo! Your Furby sneezed. Achoo! And gave mine a cold.
Furby loves you, love and touch.
We love you.
Furby.
But I got it for Christmas. Very excited. Like, it was the must-have
Did
toy.
your
And
mom have to like punch anybody out at the mall?
No, my uncle somehow found a way and whatever. And then we got it, and I think my dad threw it out the window, and then I made them go back and get it. But like, it like...
You know what? I'm kind of on your dad's side.
Honestly, I do.
Like
I understand.
That's somewhat traumatizing, but also like I'm kind of with him on that one.
I understand now. It was annoying.
Yeah.
But I do remember it farted, and my aunt was like, "Did that thing just fart?" And so then in this, it was like, "Oh,
well,
yeah."
this is what's wild.
There's a lot of
Furby was 1996.
Yeah.
Somewhere in and around the mid 90s, and their big hot item is Furby. With more scary face, like a scarier face.
Yes.
That's the edge of technology.
Right. Which was weird. It didn't seem to make any sense of like, oh, we really finally got this together, because it does just what Furbies did, basically.
I didn't understand. Okay, so we start, they're in the car.
Right. Kid has a Furby, they're driving. The parents are
can't
terrible
act.
actors.
But I didn't understand this. So the little girl's on her iPad.
Yep.
And the Furby is sitting next to her. She is not engaging in any kind of way with this object.
Because she's on the tablet controlling the Furby. Oh. And that's where the mom had a horribly delivered line where she says...
I thought she was like playing the Furby game.
Well, maybe, whatever it was,
it was just...
It was like an interactive Furby thing where you can feed it on the iPad and then it reacts.
So it's just like an actualized Tamagotchi.
Yeah, basically, I guess. I don't know. I mean, all I know is that the mom had a thing where she said, "What kind of toy, like, you know, where you have to play on the iPad?" And I was like, "Yeah, that doesn't make any sense."
Well, but also, I don't know. She was not engaging with it.
As if it was like I want to do this button and see how it reacts.
Fart noise.
Oh, no.
She was literally like,
yeah.
I'm
Well, that's because the girl was a bad actress too.
Okay. Really, I thought she was going to be like, didn't you know Gemma? Also, Allison Williams' name is Gemma. It was a no. It didn't work. I have nothing against the name Gemma. I was just like,
oi,
no.
My name's Gemma.
It's just it's like a no.
It didn't fit. It didn't fit her.
I was like, huh? I kept forgetting.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, Gemma. And I'd be like, who's
that?
Gemma? Oh, right. The main character. Oh, my God.
Oh, right. No, the girl was so robotic that at a certain point...
I was like, I'm M3GAN. I don't know.
Well, or maybe the mom and Allison Williams were like rivals, right? Oh, my sister was always better than me and everything. And so she has a better android. And that she sends, I don't know. It just at least would have been something more interesting.
Pull her skin up and be like, nah. And then she feels so much guilt she has to keep it and keep the secret, right?
Sure. And did the robot kill her sister though then?
Yeah, it killed the parents because they took away her Furby game. I love it.
Oh, I love it. Maybe their daughter died in like some sad, right? And so then the mom vows to like recreate her through AI and like feed her memories, but of course there's only so much source material.
Well, this is there's a lot of backstory to get to where we're at, but I'm not mad at it. At least it would have been wacky.
Right, but so then she looks, it's an android that looks exactly like the daughter, so Allison Williams
Why
would know.
would she know?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe Allison Williams isn't the roboticist, is that the right word? In this scenario. Maybe the sister was.
Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And all that happens.
Yeah.
She inherits daughter.
Oh.
Doesn't know.
Daughter is actually robot.
Neat. I like it.
Yeah, because then your protagonist is the kind, caring aunt.
Sure. Woo, I'm a kooky aunt, whatever.
Who maybe gets through to the android in the end and teaches her to love. Or maybe has like some hot love interest who helps her defeat android. You have to die. I don't know. Some stupid thing. Some soldering iron through a chipboard. Spoiler alert. Sorry. It was just so basic.
I do prefer this. I prefer this.
Something interesting. This was just, the storyline was like nothing new at all.
No. I have a few questions.
Okay, great.
I have a lot of questions. How many of these outfits does M3GAN have?
Oh, I don't know.
Who designed said outfits? Who's pressing
her stupid
scarf?
She probably does it when she goes to bed.
Big question.
Yeah.
Who is styling her wig?
Apparently Williams? The little girl. She's was brushing it. We saw in the
after the big incident with the dog and the dirt. Who's washing that wig and styling it?
Oh, right. Yeah.
At the end of the day, Who's keeping this thing clean?
She is here. She is upsetting. She feels very real. Her hair is perfect. Her makeup is flawless.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe she cleans herself to some extent. I mean, she could brush her own hair.
Now, if she was using a curling iron in the middle of the night, like, I love it.
Like a creeper.
Like, pretty girl, pretty girl.
Yes.
You know, like,
I would have liked more of that campy weird.
There
was
moments.
There were moments when she breaks out into song.
Oh boy.
I am tiny.
She just starts singing Sia because the world is imploding in on us.
I mean, she said she's made out of titanium, so she's describing herself. She really identified with the song.
The fact that we were in a theater and what was that? The asshole kid in the woods.
Make her say something.
How old was he?
10?
12?
Yeah.
Let's say 12.
Yeah.
The fact that we were in this theater and this doll brutally murders a 12-year-old.
Tears his ear off by just pulling.
And of course I'm laughing because I'm a sick person. But the fact that the entire theater, including the small children, were cheering and laughing, I felt upset.
Upset.
I was like, no, I'm laughing at this ironically. No.
No, 6-year-old, you shouldn't. But I think they feed off of the vibe of a.
I know. I didn't care for it. I was upset.
I was too.
When did Toy Story come out? 1996?
Maybe.
Earlier. 4?
Yeah, something like that.
5, right?
Yeah.
So I'm 10.
Mm-hmm.
Toy Story fucked me up.
Oh, sure, because it was scary.
I was scared of Toy Story. I mean, maybe this is saying something about me. Whatever. I was so upset that not just with Sid and the creepy creepies, that dolls and toys had feelings and were alive and could feel neglect, that I made a chart to play with them, evenly.
Aww.
So, what's happening with the 6-year-olds in this theater? And I feel like a angry old woman, but I'm like, don't do this to your children.
I did not expect that from our viewing experience.
No.
And so I think
maybe
it's
it
just
really
thrown me for. I think it
really
did.
skewed it.
I think a little bit.
Now, if she had been doing her wigs and changing her wigs, let's get into it. At some point,
where's the wig closet?
The lighting looked like she had dyed her hair blue suddenly, and I was like, fuck yes, I'm in. And then it turned out it was just the lighting.
No, I was like, where's her emo wig? She's on her murder rampage wig.
We need to be changing wigs.
Yep.
We need to be changing outfits.
Yep.
She needs to be ordering stuff online with Allison Williams' credit card.
Yes.
Oh,
hey Alexa, order me a new doll wig.
Whatever.
Yeah, Elsa, whatever.
Right. Oh, a size 12 teen, whatever.
Yeah.
T12.
Yeah.
Size this. She's ordering shit. Packages are showing up. M3GAN, what are you doing? You've maxed out my credit card. Maybe it's that now the plot is that Allison Williams now has 2 children to take care of.
Yes.
That's fun.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Kind of life size-esque, right? Where it's like, oh, I have to teach you how to be a human being, and you teach me all of the sciencey things that your computer brain knows, and also to be emotional because my parents just died.
To have empathy for the fact that Woody feels neglect.
Yeah.
God, I'm just thinking about all the possibilities. She's like painting her nails.
Ooh.
She's like, I want to be a girly girl or whatever it is. Maybe she's taking on different personalities. She's watching all these movies about whatever. Maybe she's watching Orphan. I don't know.
You can cut you like a knife. If the gift becomes a fire.
And, she's like, I'm going to try and updo today.
Maybe she's watching Marnie.
Yes.
Speaking of updos.
Yes.
Give me a little cheeky wink too,
Give it to me.
Get a little silly and meta and campy
and
with
why
it.
was a small girl who was not a robot, I don't know her name, Becca?
Something like Katie.
Katie. It was Katie. Why wasn't Katie does M3GAN have more clothes? Can I do her hair?
Right.
Like, stuff you do with a doll. I guess they were friends, but even with your girlfriends, you're like, let me braid your hair.
Yeah.
Nah. They never played together. Katie's outside she had a whole game she was playing. I'm the queen of the
Yeah, and M3GAN's just
out there
creepily staring out the window.
I'm observing your playtime.
Yeah.
Not engaging with it. So I was like, they're not friends.
Not really.
And I guess that was the point. She was going to be her mom. I don't know. I think M3GAN needed to be a kid
Yes.
that like was rampaging because they were growing too fast and they were learning
Yes,
everything.
very
Much
that.
like the 6-year-olds in the theater, they were being exposed to things they were not prepared for.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that would have made more sense, right? Oh, we designed her so that she would act like a up to 12-year-old or whatever, right?
Right.
You know, and it's like, oh, she is a...
But that is troubling. Like, the therapist does say, what happens when they grow up? It's just like M3GAN stays at most 12. And what dies? Like, does she...
Well,
what
right,
what
right.
happens to M3GAN? Becomes your, like, personal
Well,
assistant?
right, is it your personal... That's the whole weird thing of the android of it all, right? Where it's like, this is a robot that doesn't grow
Right.
physically,
Right.
but emotionally. And it's like, you know...
And it wasn't even doing, like, Pinocchio, right? Like, we were talking about, like, if the sister had been like, my daughter died, I need to build something new out of my skills. And it's, you know, but then...
and I process my emotional grieving, and then it gets away from me, and then I enslave an entire town.
Oh, no! You know, very that.
Yeah.
And if she has to cry a tear onto the robot and it becomes a real girl, I'm fine with it. Who cares? It's a movie. Like, I don't care.
When can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see.
You are too special, Pinocchio. The world is full of people who put armies.
If M3GAN's online learning about everything, she's definitely on Pornhub.
Johnny 5 is
So,
alive.
like-
Oh, sure, yeah.
So, like, what's going on with M3GAN?
That's a great question.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, a scene where Allison Williams, it's always in the middle of the night because she doesn't sleep.
Right.
You know, comes into the living room and she's watching some hardcore porn. And it's
She's
like.
watching Lady Gaga get railed.
On a huge silver screen, sound that I can feel.
She's watching House of Gucci. Just like, and just sort of blinking. And Allison Williams just backs away.
Oh, it also didn't do... What was that movie that we loved from Sundance about the robot love? I'm Your Man?
I'm Your Man!
Because that had an interesting thing, too, of like a similar kind of topic, I guess, of like, are
What if
robots
I-
friends or lovers or
Right.
human replacements?
Yes.
Or are they not?
And how far can we take it before it gets away from us?
Yeah. And
It's making Mr. Right.
Right.
It's terrible. John Malkovich movie. Well, because then at the end, the big, not even that we need a reveal, but like the big explanation of M3GAN's, not M3GAN, it's M3GAN.
It's M3GAN. Well, certainly at the end when she goes, I have a
explain
new boss, or
me.
whatever.
And then they did not insert my joke again. She's like talking to Allison Williams and she's all in a rage and she currently is wearing Ben Franklin's wig. I don't know why.
Chainsawed
that
hedge
part
clippered
was
apart.
Just bald. Not even burned, not cut, just bald. But the back half, that's fine. Just go full Helena Bonham Carter at the end of Frankenstein, like little patches, very like the Barbie, Angelica's Barbie from Rugrats.
Yes.
Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yes.
Anyway, M3GAN is like, you used to play with me till 4 a.m.
Talking about everything from Jane Austen to Janis Joplin. Jesus Christ, I thought we were friends.
And
You programmed me. You spent so much time. All of these things we never saw.
Ever saw.
It seemed like she made M3GAN in 4 hours.
Well, okay, here's what I will say.
In her garage.
Well, that was what was
Also,
confusing.
In the garage.
Here's where they really went wrong. They had this stupid deadline to come up with a new prototype of a new animal pet. And I was like,
cheaper Furby.
a cheaper Furby, but like I have to imagine that was already pretty inexpensive because they made
Because
Furbies.
they invented it 30 years ago? Yeah. That was just so wild. There's like, the hot new toy is Furby? What are we doing? I'm so sorry, but I am imagining, I want to rewrite the entire ending of this movie because
great.
it became, and then M3GAN goes to their house and they have a long, drawn out, boring fight.
Yep.
She gets it in the end. I was so excited for they're having this big live launch party.
Yes.
And we're announcing M3GAN and
Yeah.
everyone's there and there's children there and there's parents there and all the press. And I was like, I am so fucking ready for M3GAN to go just psychotic on
Yeah.
this entire crowd.
Yep.
The children are like,
Parkouring through the building. Yeah.
You know, spider roboting up.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Gene Simmons shows up. I mean, I would love it. And she's just, it's pure chaos.
Some celebrity cameos.
Oh my God!
In the, you know,
Yes.
there for the high profile, you know.
Some famous TikTokers.
Sure.
You know, sure. Oh my God! You know how they defeat M3GAN? Those fucking Furbies come alive. Gremlin style. Big fight. But I do think Allison Williams should have died.
No, I think. Well, I agree with that because she is the villain.
She should have died, and then
that poor girl
there
goes to
should
live
have
with her
been
grandparents.
The rise of M3GAN at the end, and it's like us and all the M3GANs are holding hands, and hands across America, and it's just. And they do the dance because that's happening.
Well, they should have done. Okay, here's what I don't understand. A few things. Why
so any of these would have been better?
Any of it would have been better. First of all, they should have had better writing around the business aspects of it because none of that made sense.
Business.
We don't
optics.
They had the whole like red herring of the I'm stealing the files that went nowhere.
Literally went nowhere. I guess this is how I can cover up my last murder.
Okay.
All right.
But so he's like, oh, this is so brilliant. We have to make this right away. We're going to pitch. Everyone's like, oh my God, your pitch was so great. Wow, I'm so moved. You really exploited your poor niece who had her parents die.
I mean, the amount of emotional abuse that was occurring in that house. The therapist needed to get her out of there
immediately.
I'm sorry, were you just mauled by a dog? Can you still go into work? 8-year-old?
Remember we have that demonstration today? Do you think that you'll be up for it?
I mean, you don't have to, but a lot of people flew in from out of town, so emotional guilt.
I mean, there are people who flew across the country especially to see it, but if you're not up to it, I'd just rather you tell me now, okay?
I guess I can, Aunt. And then I'm going to cry in front of everyone in this sterile room.
No. She is the villain. She should have died.
She's 100% the villain.
Absolutely. So anyway, okay.
Yes.
They should have, oh wow, the board, unanimous approval. We love this. Oh God, how do we make more M3GANs, right?
They definitely
Maybe now they have like 8
an
prototypes.
assembly line of M3GANs in varying degrees of like, it's very Howard the Duck, where it's the duck and then it gradually becomes Homo sapien, and it's the M3GANs.
Picture it in your mind. A world almost exactly like ours, except that the progenitor of the dominant species was not a monkey, but a M3GAN.
I don't know about that, but I do think
go full tilt. Go in.
But they at least needed like 8 of them because then too all of the marketing stuff of the girls dancing in their little form troupe would have made so much sense.
They needed to be Spider-Manning up all the walls. The children are screaming in terror.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, but I also disagree with you. I don't think that the Furby.
I just think that would have been stupid.
Well, I think that
I would have been like.
I think they should have been controlled by the M3GANs.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with this idea. She's networked the not Furbies.
Yes.
And they are
everywhere.
Murderous, and they're everywhere, and that's how M3GAN takes over. It's like the Borg Queen. She's hooked up to the
Little
machine.
Shop of Horrors.
It's the meek shall inherit the earth.
Yes.
But like.
Yes.
It's the end of Nightmare Before Christmas when all the dolls come alive and it's Christmas. We're building up to Christmas.
Yep.
They're all the Furbies. People are punching each other out to get them.
To get the new Furbies and then the
all...
M3GANs for whoever can afford it.
No, because M3GAN's not next year. She's not out yet.
Right,
There's the promise of
M3GAN.
M3GAN.
Of course.
And they're all under the Christmas trees, and guess what? M3GAN's coming for you. Would have loved it.
Love that. Here's how I think we fix it. Drinking game.
We already fixed it.
For watching at home. Oh, well, I mean, we fixed a hypothetical one. If you have watched all of this and haven't seen the movie, I would say...
We didn't spoil anything. The plot is evil robot goes berserk.
Shocker.
Credits. Yeah. It's really not more than that, but sure, go ahead.
I think you could watch it at home with friends, not children.
Absolutely not.
And I feel like there is a drinking game. I don't know what it is.
The rules?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly.
Every time Allison Williams should show emotion but doesn't, drink.
No, that's too broad.
No, like an extreme emotion. Like
it's too broad.
My sister's dead.
How close were you and your sister? Oh. I don't know, but you wanted this, right, to take custody? Yeah, of course.
Wow, I was really scared just now.
When the therapist was like, your sister just died. Were you close? And she goes, Yeah.
I was so scared for a second there.
Let me think about it. The sister that just died tragically and unexpectedly in a car accident? Yeah. Kinda.
For the sake of the exercise, we might let Katie lead. Yeah, I'm just explaining how it works. Well, it's a toy. I'm sure it's not that complicated.
What is she like other than robots? I don't know. Honestly,
I have no idea.
toys? Toys and robots.
Yeah.
Toy robots. That is her personality.
That is her sole personality.
I like toy robots. Like, I don't know what she likes. They have dry toast for breakfast.
Yeah.
They don't listen to music.
Nope.
They don't watch anything. What did she do other than work? I yell at her
an
neighbor.
electric BMW. I don't know. And yell at her neighbor. Wild. That's true. Yeah. And she doesn't like pesticides.
She doesn't like pesticides. She has no friends.
Right. Yeah.
Seemingly does not function.
No.
In this world.
She only goes work.
Hey, babe. It's me. I'm finally done work.
Now, okay.
Oh my God.
Now, if Aaron from 12 Pups of Christmas was phase 2 or 3 of M3GAN.
I just thought the same thing. I like this universe.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. M3GAN has AI'd herself
Yeah.
into a new, she's like, let me create, I want to be a woman as well.
Right, of course.
And so now, and then it goes back to the dogs too.
It always goes back to the dogs. I did like that. So Allison Williams is like pitching her commercial.
With M3GAN around, she'll take care of the little things, so you can spend more time doing the things that matter.
And essentially she was like, do you like not want to raise your kids?
Very that.
M3GAN will do it for you. And so I'm literally going, this is a terrible, like, what are you talking about? And then her robotic friend was like, this is terrible. Do you not want to raise your niece? Like, it's raising
She's not my child.
Well, she's not my child.
It was a lot.
If you're spending less time with your child as a result of M3GAN, that is something we should be aware of.
She's not my child.
This was like the opposite of anti-meme.
Yeah. She was like a selfish,
Yeah.
emotionally distant, emotionally abusive,
Yeah.
guilt-ridden person.
Yeah.
Like, the little girl should have gone to Florida to stay with the grandparents.
Absolutely.
And that's where she's ending up because Allison Williams
Is definitely going to jail.
will be in prison.
Yeah. Because her robot creation murdered 4 people and a dog.
And a dog. Yeah. But I did realize recently sort of why I think modern horror movies-ish, on a broad level, are less exciting to me, and perhaps the world. I recently read Woman in Black, this famous sort of like spooky ghost story by Susan Hill, right? Loved it. It was really creepy. I was like, oh my gosh, I got the spooks. Read it for Halloween, it's great. So then I was looking it up. Okay, there's 2 versions. There's an old 80s TV movie version, and there's the Daniel Radcliffe version that came out in 2000. So I was like, great, I'm gonna watch them and see what happens. The original TV movie, spooky, creepy. They changed some stuff, not too much stuff. The thing that was great about it was there was no jump scares. And it was all about, why is this character that you care about frightened?
Yeah.
Why is, he's losing his mind because ghosts are real. And he's, as a human that you relate to that seems human, is processing that supernatural things exist.
Yeah.
And he's losing his fucking mind over it. And you're scared.
Yeah.
And she's just in the background. She's just kind of there. Oh, I'm freaked out. But he sees it.
Right.
And the new one with Daniel Radcliffe, terrible. Really bad. They changed so many things that is unrecognizable.
Oh, no.
He is an idiot. Also very robotic.
Oh.
He's like the guy in the original one is like, oh my God, a ghost! I'm freaking. I mean, he doesn't say that, but
Sure.
he's like, he's sweating, he's
Right.
panicked. He's like, what should I do? I'm really scared. Oh my God. Daniel Radcliffe is like, oh. First of all, he doesn't say anything and doesn't scream, makes no even masculine grunts. Is just. It was too much. Honestly, it was wild. I was just like, does he react?
Right.
But the thing that wasn't scary was everything in the new Woman in Black was creepy things behind him, but he doesn't see it. Oh, she's getting closer. It's all for the audience's benefit. It's all for the camera. It's not for the character that you're trying to connect with.
Right.
And that's how this felt. It was just like, she's being creepy over here.
Oh,
Isn't it
yeah,
creepy that
yeah.
she's
Oh,
being creepy?
oh.
Anyway, so that was the big, I realized it's like, oh, too much of hamming it for the camera and
Yep.
for the audience. Like,
Yep.
look over here.
Right.
They don't know. Well, then why am I scared?
Well, I think it's the same problem that I have with filmmaking in general today. There's no character development, or it's rare.
There's no characters.
That there's characters, and that's the entire point of storytelling is
insane.
characters.
It was actually pretty interesting watching both of those.
I bet that's interesting.
To compare and contrast and just be like, wow, that's so crazy. They had a nothing budget in the
Right.
original one. It's
Right.
literally a woman in a creepy outfit standing in a cemetery, and I was like, I am very upset. I am so creeped out right now. And like the sound design was great. And then in the new one, it was like, I believe I'm crazy. I'm really sad we did not get, the meek shall inherit the earth. The Furbies shall inherit the earth. They all, in a coordinated networked effort.
Oh my God,
Start
yes.
attacking.
It'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah.
It'd be stupid, but good.
So cheers to this trailer and to the marketing team behind this film.
Honestly, yes.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Bringing people's butts back into that theater.
Bringing children's butts in.
Oh boy. You better hold on to those butts.
Hold on to your butts. That's good, yeah.
That was weird that those knockoff Furbies showed their emotions via their butt.
The knockoff Furbies, but yeah. It felt like a parody.
Yeah.
Of what though? Like it felt like an SNL skit. I don't know.
It did. You know what? It did. Anyway.